Welcome back, y'all, to the Poorly Educated Podcast, where the news smells like government cheese and sounds like freedom rustling through a busted screen door. It's October 6th, 2025, day 6 of the great Trump shutdown extravaganza, and America's running on fumes, tweets, and pure ego. So grab your beer, your Bible, and your unpaid federal tax refund, because today we're talking about the Trump presidency on fire, domestic turmoil, diplomatic chaos, and executive power so stretched it's doing yoga in a MAGA hat. Segment 1. The Shutdown Circus, when government becomes a hobby. The government's been shut down 6 days, which means Washington's quieter than a possum at a prayer meeting. Democrats want healthcare subsidies renewed, Republicans want to pretend math don't exist, and Trump wants everyone to call it the Democrat shutdown. He's even calling the lost jobs Democrat layoffs. Buddy, that's like burning your house down and blaming the fire department. Ain't nobody negotiating nothing. The last time they talked was September 29th, which in Washington time is about 4 scandals ago. Trump said, "It's all because of the Democrats," then slapped a banner on Truth Social that said, "Democrat shutdown imminent," in all caps, of course, because lowercase don't raise money. And now he's threatening to fire folks instead of furloughing them. That's right, mass layoffs in the middle of a shutdown. Trump's like, if y'all won't work for free, you won't work at all. It's like he's trying to speedrun the Great Depression. Unions filed a lawsuit faster than a Walmart scooter on Black Friday, saying it's illegal to use a shutdown as a political weapon. But Trump says it's just draining the swamp, which is funny because it looks more like he bulldozed it, paved it, and sold naming rights to ExxonMobil. Segment 2. Project 2025, when conspiracy becomes career day. Here's the twist. This ain't just chaos for fun. It's all part of something called Project 2025, written by Heritage Foundation folks who think democracy's just a group project gone wrong. The plan's simple. Fire anyone not loyal to Trump and rebuild the government as Trump Incorporated. Russ Vought, Trump's budget man, is leading the charge like a rodeo clown with a flamethrower. Trump used to deny this plan, but now he's posting about it on Truth Social like it's his new MLM pitch. Join Project 2025. Fire your friends. Get a free hat. Federal agencies like the EPA and Department of Education are bracing for layoffs. I reckon soon the only department left will be Department of Trump's Feelings. Even better, they're using a sneaky budget trick called a pocket rescission to block billions Congress already approved. Money for foreign aid, green energy, and, you guessed it, blue states. Chicago lost $2 billion, New York lost $18 billion, and the Pacific Northwest lost a hydrogen project because Trump don't like Seattle's coffee. If pettiness was a superpower, this man'd be Irony Man. Segment 3. The Gaza Gambit. Trump runs for the Nobel Peace Prize like it's a beauty pageant. Now, while the U.S. is shut tighter than a church liquor cabinet, Trump's playing global peacemaker. He's got a 20-point peace plan for Israel and Gaza that basically says, everybody stop shooting, Hamas disarms, and Trump runs the place. The new governing body'd be called a Board of Peace, chaired by, guess who, Donald J. Trump. 'Cause nothing says stability like putting the world's loudest man in charge of the quietest process. He told world leaders to move fast, or all hell will break loose. Man's treating peace talks like a used car sale, 72 hours or the bombs go back up. Even Netanyahu told him, this might not work, and Trump snapped, you're always so negative. You can't make this stuff up. It's like he's trying to win the Nobel Peace Prize by scaring the committee into submission. And here's the kicker. This whole thing started 4 days before the Nobel gets announced. Trump's working harder for that prize than he did for Wisconsin. If it fails, he'll just say Oslo's rigged. That's his whole brand, win or whine. Segment 4. The Tariff Tantrum. The art of taxing yourself. In between firing folks and negotiating world peace, Trump found time to start another trade war. He slapped a 25% tariff on all imported heavy-duty trucks, saying it's for national security. I didn't know Ford F-150s were fighting ISIS, but okay. Here's the funny part. He's protecting American truck makers from foreign competition while keeping tariffs on the steel they need to build the dang trucks. That's like wearing Crocs to a marathon and saying it's for ankle support. Truckers are already struggling through what experts call a freight recession. which sounds like what happens when your cousin stops hauling beer because gas hits $6 a gallon. Then there's his $17 trillion investment claim, saying other countries promised that much money to the U.S. Economists looked at it and went, "Buddy, that's more money than Qatar even has." Some of those pledges came from Biden-era deals. Others are just expressed interest. Shoot, I express interest in the gym every January. Don't mean I go. It's pure narrative economics, selling fantasy like it's policy. As my uncle says, Trump don't do numbers, he does vibes. Segment 5, The Supreme Showdown, Executive Power Gone Wild. Over at the Supreme Court, the fall term kicked off with more Trump cases than a courthouse garage sale. They're hearing lawsuits about whether he can slap tariffs without Congress, fire Federal Reserve members because they blinked wrong, and even end birthright citizenship with an executive order. That last one's a real doozy, overturning 125 years of precedent with a Sharpie and a tweet. If Trump wins them all, he'll basically be King Donald I, ruler of tariffs, lord of layoffs, and commander of National Guard drama. 'Cause yeah, he's also trying to deploy Guard troops to blue cities over their governor's objections. Oregon's judge blocked it, calling the justification untethered to facts. That's legal speak for, you're making this up. But Trump says he'll send troops to Chicago next, and Governor Pritzker called it Trump's invasion. At this point, we're one press conference away from Civil War, the musical. Segment 6, Filter Bubble of Doom, Trump's reality TV presidency. Now all this chaos don't happen in a vacuum. It happens inside Trump's brain bubble. According to reports, he only reads printouts from Truth Social and watches Fox clips curated by his aide, Natalie Harp. He's living in a world where he's always right, the economy's booming, and Melania still smiles at him. He even got confused about law enforcement cuts his own team made, asking, "Am I watching things on TV that ain't real?" That's the first time he's ever been that close to self-awareness. On social media, he's posting AI-generated nonsense again, like that fake video of Hakeem Jeffries wearing a sombrero. Folks, if you're making deep fakes during a shutdown, maybe step away from the iPad. He also shared a conspiracy video about med beds that supposedly heal all diseases. Guess we found his new healthcare plan, Photoshop. And after posting about a tragic church shooting in Michigan, he immediately posted a video of golden fixtures in the Oval Office. I ain't saying he's disconnected, but if empathy were Wi-Fi, he's running on 1 bar and dial-up. Segment 7, Presidential Messages and Melania's Big Law. Amid all that, the White House released a formal message for Child Health Day, blaming autism and diabetes on chemical exposure and ultra-processed foods. He even said Tylenol might cause autism. If that's true, my mama should have raised a raccoon, not a person. Then he praised Melania's new law, the Take It Down Act, which targets deepfake child abuse. Now that's a good cause, but it's mighty ironic considering Trump's been posting deepfakes like they're baseball cards. At this point, even AI is trying to file a restraining order. Segment 8, Closing Thoughts, Apocalypse but Make It American. So there you have it, y'all, October 6, 2025. The day America's government ran out of money, sanity, and spell check. We got Trump firing workers to save jobs, starting peace talks to win prizes, taxing trucks to protect them, and posting deepfakes while the world burns. It's not a presidency anymore, it's performance art. Every crisis is a campaign ad, every lawsuit's a punchline, and every day's a rerun of The Apprentice Constitution Edition. So remember, folks, when your paycheck don't come, your news feed's full of AI sombreros, and your president's arguing with himself online. That's not chaos, that's policy. And this has been the Poorly Educated Podcast, where we might not know politics, but we sure can smell BS through a broadband connection. Y'all tune in next time, assuming the internet's still on and the Department of Common Sense ain't been defunded yet.